are standouts, because when I looked at Diane, historically you've got 63,000 tonnes at 22.7% copper, and I would say most guys out there have never have even thought about a operation with that kind of grade. Also, it's oxide ore, but I think it was somewhere between 1979 and 1983 when this was happening. Correct. Can you give us your view, because that's significant and it's good and bad for you in terms of what you're finding, but obviously you're also drilling and you're getting some decent results. So maybe give us that whole journey of, the goods and bads for that.
Yeah, look, Noel, there's a couple of clear messages with Diane that we need to reinforce with people as a part of the introduction and upskilling. So firstly, you're correct, there was some history. Australia and one of the highest grades in the world. It was a direct shipped ore. It was a sulphide ore, supergene enriched for the majority of it, so a chalcocite-chalcopyrite combination. So it was a thin, 3 to 4 metre, steeply plunging, massive sulphide lens. It actually outcropped. So there was a gossinous, surface feature. The geologist kicked around, put some holes in it, and Bob's your uncle. So it was really a smash and grab. Back in the late 70s, copper, what was it, 50 cents a pound. So it carried the support of a quite rudimentary kind of 70s era operation. There was a small surface operation, an underground open stoping exercise, and it really took out the low-hanging fruit. Things finished in the early 80s, and really, that was the story of it. It outcropped. It was relatively easily found. What brought them to that region were some, malachite stained green rocks. So, green rocks on the surface, it's kind of, it's pretty easy exploration. So, and that was all. Economic circumstances at the time, saw the operation cease. It was difficult. There was some, hanging wall stability. So they packed up and went away. But the deposit wasn't exhausted by any way, shape or form. And importantly, there was absolutely no modern exploration that was applied. There was lots of, circling around looking for more outcrop. It's a difficult environment. So we're north of Cairns. We're in the wet tropics. We're in Cape York. So it's tricky environment. It's not, kind of rolling flat, topography where you can kind of see to the horizon. It's tricky, it's difficult. There's, very, abrupt seasonality. So, it's a challenging environment for exploring, and there hasn't been any, really. Since the day operation ceased, people have been back to scratch around, look for more outcrop, drill a few holes nearby, but it's lacked any systematic modern exploration. So
that's where opportunity lies.
Well, that's exactly right, because the region, there's another historical copper operation, Mount Molloy. There's another one close by, the OK copper mine, extremely high grade. There's the Mount Carbine tungsten operation close by. One of the premium tungsten operations in the world. So it's an opportunity-rich mineral province that's completely underexplored. So we're here bringing that systematic modern exploration to what was a historic operation, and we've got to clearly outline to people, Noel, that we're not picking through the scraps of what was left behind. It simply had a short, sharp, direct shipped ore operating environment to the extent that they operationally at the time they could extract the ore, and they left. There are no deep holes, there are no long strike holes, and we're finding adjacent to the massive sulphide lens, we've got a completely open zone of mineralisation, the Green Hill corridor, that's at the moment, measured and confirmed by diamond drill holes and assays, it's the size of 3 football fields, and it's open still. So, these are, completely remarkable and clear messages that are being surfaced from the results that we've achieved in 6 months. So, there's a short chronology of exercises that we've undertaken in the field. Each of them has delivered us results that we couldn't have anticipated. So with a minute, I'd love to kind of give you a bit of a timeline of the chronology of what we've done. So upon listing, we basically and operations. We listed in late September. Operations on site commenced, in the first half of October, and it was continuous. So we worked in the wet tropics all through the summer of 2021 and 22, continuously. So and what we've completed is some surface mapping, some regional surface sampling. We've completed an extensive IP program. A 17-hole diamond drill program. We have 10 of those holes cased now for a downhole EM scope that starts next week when I leave here. And then we're coming through with a complete tenement-wide heli EM program in the June-July timeframe. So field activities that are just rolling through, building on what we're incrementally knowing. And we've got an outstanding story. So the results that last week we were fortunate to release the first 9-hole assay results from the 17-hole program. So 7 out of
the diamond hole.
Correct.
Yep.
Yeah. Yep. So it was a comprehensive diamond program, both in the massive sulphide zone and the adjoining Green Hill mineralisation zone. So the first 9 holes have hit the deck in terms of assays, and 7 out of 9 of those were good comprehensive mineralisation. So some outstanding copper grades, 19.8%. Massive sulphide, chalcocite enriched, and we've also got the the chalcopyrite massive sulphide zone. It's open, so the holes that we've drilled are indicating they're deeper. They're kind of laterally along strike, and we're still finding the massive sulphide. So it's not finished, despite the thoughts and views at the time that the old timers got in, mined it, took it, and left. So we've got a massive sulphide lens that we've drilled and sampled, and it's open.